Hello! Alright, welcome to the defense replays. I'm just gonna do these pretty quick. I don't know, maybe slow, fast, I don't know. Oh, let me show you the Ather that I've been mentioning lately. I just gave her some fodder, and I'm gonna test her out to see how she performs. I think dragon skills should be interesting, although I don't think it's the perfect thing for her. Because there's no speed swings from what I can tell, and typically the best or the main way that you're going to get anything out of it is if she gets outsped. So if she's not getting outsped, then that follow-up hit won't happen, so the extra damage reduction kind of doesn't matter at that point. So I don't know, but if she's getting outsped, then I don't know. I'll try to figure out a scenario to see if it works. But yeah, this is the defense team. I'm going to go through the matches. I didn't make any changes to the defense, so I figured there's no point in making a fresh video about it. I'll just go through them and just give an overview of how the team verse works. For Mortis is like the main fulcrum of the team, since he gets hit the most. Everyone just like comes into the what is it, layout match, and they just run into For Mortis. Like every single person just runs into For Mortis. Yeah, so he's pretty much the main fulcrum of the team, and then Fagato is the one that pretty much is here to get the kills, pretty much. Pretty consistent. I was surprised at how well he did after his bonus season. So that just goes to show that the investment was definitely worth it. I think the build that I gave him is actually really nice. And also, I guess the same could be said about For Mortis. He's just 2 merges off being plus 10. That's Hero Rises for you. That's where I got the majority of those copies of For Mortis. I'm not sure when I'm going to get the final 2, or if I'll ever get the final 2 copies. Legendary banners are such a pain to pull on, and I don't know when his rerun is going to be. Might not be for some time. But for now, he does his job very, very well. Yeah, the merges really helped him out, as well as there's a couple extra dragon flowers that I'm probably going to end up giving him at some point. For now, he's pretty good where he is. I think the last dragon flower update, I didn't get him to max flowers, so those are the ones that are left. Aside from that, Nurgle plus the Sigurd ring, very, very good combination. Not that he needed it, given the fact that a lot of these opponents, or a lot of the opponents that I'm facing, are bringing Sigurd onto the offense map, or some unit that has extra movement. There's so much, like, I honestly feel like we're so close to either stall getting an upgrade, or a unit coming out that has stall that just does a lot more than the options that we currently have, because it's either Thor, Duo Thor, or Baby Mark rather. And Mark isn't like the greatest unit at this point. I mean, you can probably build him so that he does more damage, but he's not it right now currently. Just not it. Thor is the better option because of how her stall is global. So whereas Mark's stall has a specific range of within 5 spaces, I believe. So Thor probably has an edge in that regard. Plus, she's a dual unit. She does a lot more, I think, than Mark does. Even though infantry units typically have more stuff available to them, I feel like Thor does a little bit more than Mark does. But yeah, I feel like we're really close to getting an upgrade or something that will allow, or that will really inhibit all of this mobility that we've been getting. We've been like knee deep in the mobility meta since before CYL. They've been just pushing out, if it's not the warping, it's stall. If it's not the warping, it's +1 movement, and now we're up to +2 movement with this Sigurd. Even though I don't think anyone is going to get Gallop anytime soon. Maybe next year, before they start passing that out. And even then, I don't know if it will actually be 5 movements. Maybe they pass it out to an infantry unit so that Sigurd still has the most movement in the game. I don't think they'll give that to another ranged cav. Yeah, because I think if you have a 4 movement infantry unit, or even just an armor with 2 movement, I think that it doesn't threaten Sigurd's place in the meta. I mean, he does do other things. The AoE that he provides, or the extra actions, those, at least the extra action is something that's already there, but his AoE, the design of it, the shape of it, how many units it hits, I think that will remain unique to him for a very long time. But the status effect, Gallop, will definitely be passed off to someone else. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be an infantry unit, because if they give that to another cav, my god, that cav is going to be... That cav unit, any cav unit that they give Gallop to is going to be a real menace. Because you can then pretty much just build that cav unit exactly like you would build Sigurd and use in similar ways, like AoE kit, and they will more than likely perform that role better than Sigurd because they have new BST, better stats, and at that point, better skills will be available. So that will definitely be some competition to Emblem Sigurd, and I don't think they want to do that anytime soon, especially with a cav. So that's why I'm thinking if they're going to give out Gallop, it's probably going to be to like an infantry unit, because a 4 movement infantry unit isn't the worst thing in the world, especially when you're thinking about it in terms of like who we have. We have Felix that just has, well, I mean, it's from his C skill, but at least he still has the 3 movement, so I don't see that being a bad thing. A 4 movement infantry unit, I think the game can survive with that. That's totally fine. That aside, what was I saying before that? Yeah, not a lot of changes to the defense. Nurgle still proving his worth. Once he's able to get that essence drain off, he just turns into a monster and he just destroys everything. I saw that he was a big problem in SDR for a couple of people. Interesting though, because I ended up I could probably have like put him on my team. He probably would have worked out really well for me, because like thinking about him versus the unit that I did bring, which was Baby Robin. Baby Robin, dual Baby Robin. I feel like Nurgle would have probably performed a little bit better, even though I got the extra action economy from the swap effects that Baby Robin has. I did miss out on a lot of the killing power that Nurgle provides. So I don't know, I feel like on that team specifically, that might actually be a better option. So I don't know, I might go back to that at some point. I don't know, let's see what happens there. I'm gonna go back in and play some more matches of Summoner Duels just to see if I can get Sita up to 4,000, because I think I'm like at 1,000 something now. It's so many matches. But yeah, that's gonna be the goal at some point, because Edelgard will eventually fall off, I don't know, at some point. But yeah, so far you've been seeing the team perform pretty similarly to what it has been doing in the weeks previously. This is a very, very well built Camilla, my god. Yeah, love the investment there. She does very well with resonance. That's one of the reasons that I took her back out of I took her off the bench. I benched her because she missed the kill against Duo Asker, and resonance has since fixed that problem, so I don't really have to worry about that too much anymore. She doesn't really miss kills anymore unless she just gets out-rezzed, or she isn't able to put out, the damage required. I'm thinking of leaning towards Unity and like running her with a near save, just so that I can get that extra damage output from just having Unity to swing any debuffs in her favor. But yeah, that's just a thought. Nurgle comes in here, and like I said, man, he's been kicking butt. Nurgle is very, very good, and I've said this before, he'll age really well. He's just gonna get more status effects and he's just not going to fall off. I really wonder what they're going to do with Athos when they eventually put him in the game, because of course he's the counterpart to Nurgle. So is he going to prevent the Essence Drain, or what will his role be by the time he gets added to the game? Is he going to even be in the regular pool? I think he could really fit the role of being a legendary unit or a mythic, whichever they want to go with, whichever route they want to go down. But yeah, Nurgle is very good. I'm very thinking back at some of the Fallen units that they've put out. I'm going even as far back as Fallen. I forgot his name was literally just right there on the tip of my tongue, and it just went away. Arcanea, Coyotes, Blue, Harden. Yes, thinking as far back as Fallen Harden. I don't think any of the Fallen units that we've gotten are gonna age as well as Nurgle will age. Fallen Eligard will probably get a pretty decent refine. I think they'll probably give her. Well, they're not gonna update her B skill, but for A skill at least, she'll probably get extra stats, damage reduction, something that adds to her transformation condition. But that's probably going to be about it. I don't really know what her role is going to be, if she's going to be really usable as a Gale Force option, or if they're going to gear her towards being more of a save unit. But I don't think her refine will be anywhere near as good as what Nurgle will get in the future. I think Fallen Byleth will also get a pretty decent refine, of course, more stats. Divine Pulse will definitely age well with speed increases, and we've seen that already on Brave Byleth. So expect Brave Byleth in melee form. That's pretty much what you're going to get from Fallen Female Byleth. Definitely look forward to her refine. I really wanted to plus 10 her, but my god, she refuses to come home. It's so annoying. I pulled so many. Well, actually, that's a lie. I fought her a couple copies for TP4, and I now regret it. Not TP4, solo, attack speed solo, and I now regret it because there's so many better distant counter skills. I thought that would have been it, I thought that would have been the premiere, but they really power crept attack speed solo very quickly. But yeah, I think Nurgle will age very well. They really went. I don't even think the Fallen units that came out alongside him this year are going to age as well as he is. Ursula, who else was there? Ursula is just an AoE unit. As much as I love her, as dear as she is to my heart, yeah, she's really just an AoE unit, and eventually her damage output will fall off. I can't even really remember who else was on the banner with Nurgle. Just to show you that Nurgle is just that good. And then I haven't said anything about Fjorm because no one is attacking her naturally. You have two options: avoid her or outspeed her. Those are your only two options, and no one has really been doing that, so Fjorm has really just been chilling. I'm kind of thinking that the unit that's going to be on the Ninja banner probably won't even be able to consistently take out Fjorm either. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because it will add to Fjorm's longevity. I think they probably want to give Fjorm a couple more months, maybe even until December. I think Fjorm will stick around until December. But I could be wrong. I mean, the banner's in a couple of days, so we'll find out from there. But I feel like the unit that'll be on the Ninja banner won't be able to consistently take out Fjorm. I think it might be a fast unit, and if it's a speed-based matchup, I think it's going to be a little bit close. In terms of whether or not that unit can outspeed Fjorm or not. Those are just my thoughts. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we know that it's going to be Engage, which makes sense. Hopefully it's not another Lumera, but who knows what it will be. But I'm excited for it because I definitely need a way to break through some of these dual Fjorms. Even though I do have options now with looking at Mythic. What is her name? Uller. looking at Uller, but unfortunately, I don't think there's an option for Astra Anima season aside from using, like, let's say Bernie. Yeah, we need more options to deal with Fjorm, and I think what they're gonna do is put out a unit that requires some amount of help to help us take out Fjorm. To take out Fjorm, rather. I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. And that's pretty much the team. Oh, Robin here, Brave Robin, only has one role, and that's to take out Felix. That's pretty much the only reason that she's there, because I couldn't find someone that could consistently take out Felix aside from Bernadetta. But putting Bernadetta on this team kind of created some problems with for Mortis and his shield fighter. It forced him to go first, and it made him susceptible to being hit 4 times in a row, and that's a problem. So yeah, Bernie could not be added. Yeah, Robin, she does the job, especially since she doesn't have to worry about warping, since Micaiah, fills that role for her. But yeah, more of the same. Sigurd, War Mortis, same outcome, no different. But this match, actually, this player was the one that gave me the idea to build that Serena team that you saw me use that last match that I posted for the season. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well for me, and also, as you'll see, it doesn't work out too well for him either. But it really gave me some indication into how good Serena could be if used properly. And I figured I could definitely take advantage of that. I've already thought up some ideas on how to make that team better, and I think that Serena team, that Gale Force Serena team, will definitely stick around. So yeah, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of that in the weeks to come.
You're all right.
That aside, what else was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I totally forgot. I thought we would have gotten Thor's remix and refine within this week, but not to be. I guess it's going to be for next season, but
Do not fail.
I mean, by that time it won't really matter because he's no longer bonus, and I doubt anyone's going to really stick her onto their team just for the fact that she got a remix and refine. I don't think that will happen. Oh, I was looking at the other units that actually were on the Fallen Unit banner this year with Nurgle, and like just looking at them, it's just Lumera and Veil, and they're only going to get stats pretty much. They're just going to get more stats. Like, they're not going to get, I don't think they'll get anything unique in the refine when the time comes around. Veil might get like something that adds on to debuffs. Lumera, something that helps out with her speed. But they already have niches that they fill, whereas Nurgle is his niche or his role, which is stealing status effects. That's not going to go away. This right here, this potent follow-up attack here is what made me decide to add Serena to the team, because this showed me the value of potent in the current meta.
Or else.
I was very surprised that she was actually able to take out for Mortis there. Granted, he was pretty low, but I think that there's some value there. But yeah, couldn't close it out. Not enough actions. Crazy thing to say, but yeah, not enough actions, which is probably the same place that I found myself in that last match, or in that last replay that I put out. What else? I built up Summer earlier. Or not built up, I tested her out. And she performs fairly well into Felix. The main one is probably her build with Excel. I found that to be her best build. In terms of just damage reduction, her with Excel paired fairly well. She doesn't get doubled, which is surprising. But unfortunately, well, actually, in the last test that I did, she did quad. What I gave her, she quads with bonus doubler 4, and she quads with Excel. Excel gives her the most damage reduction, but bonus doubler 4 also gives her defensive bulk as well, because it gives her stats to her defense and res, whereas Excel is only attack and speed, but the extra damage reduction really helps her out. So I don't know which direction I'm leading to. Probably bonus doubler 4. Reason being is the space condition. She needs to be within 3 spaces of an ally or 2 allies to get the full effect from her special and weapon. So I think the bonus doubler is only 2 spaces. So maybe it's better to go with Excel.
All is meaningless.
I don't know. We'll see what I decide moving forward, but I think she's really good, and I don't know. There's something there. I haven't figured it out yet, but there's something there. The dragon scales, I really didn't see it make that much of an impact, although I didn't test with and without it, so I gotta do that before I give my final analysis. But it didn't seem, I think I was saying that it only really matters if she gets outsped, and if Felix isn't outspeeding her and she's able to take him out in one combat, then the benefit of the dragon scales isn't really going to be received, unless she doesn't have no follow-up. And I'm not running a build on her the build that I'm running, she has no follow-up, so yeah, not getting the most out of it. Bad fodder choice. Bad fodder investment. Well, maybe it'll age well into the future, and I mean, as she starts to get outsped. But then the worry is, if she's getting outsped, she's probably gonna die. Getting hit twice isn't the best thing for a unit that doesn't have a ton of bulk. So yeah, there's that. My other idea was to figure out a way to give her Lagoose Friend 4, but I'd have to dump her A skill, which gives her all the speed, for either crystalline water or solid ground. Either one of those to increase her defense and res, and then give her a Lagoose Friend 4, but then she loses out on all of the speed stats, and then she might not be able to quad Felix, and I don't like that as a build decision for her. I don't think that's going to age very well. I still think that there's going to be a B skill at some point that brings our God Swords back to life. I'm just sitting on my Ascended Merida, waiting for a skill to come out that will make her usable again. Pretty much the same can be said about Marth. Any of the other God Swords, yeah, the majority of them are just waiting on a skill that will make them usable again. This was the last, or one of the last ones, I think. Really nice build on Tamara here. Personally, I would prefer to go the route that you saw me go with the Unity. I think it's a better build. But yeah, Tamara is the reason that Fogado is here, because she's a pain to deal with otherwise. Interesting that her brother is the one that kind of counters her, and they both came out on the same banner. But you have to invest into Fogado to get him to actually work. And he barely does it. Barely. But he can do it, which is the whole point of the whole thing. Yeah, but the defense didn't take any losses this week, which is quite an achievement. I'm very surprised. It has been quite a while since we've had a undefeated season, truly undefeated, no losses. It's been a while, and I gotta shout out Fogado. It's really him putting in the majority of the work, and then of course the save units, covering up the empty spaces, the gaps that are in my defense, and Robin. I guess I should probably throw some credit her way as well. For her debuff potential. As you can see, I've taken out Tamara, supported by Sedith, which is not an easy feat. Definitely a powerful combination there. And there's the setup here covering my bases. Another surrender. Really, really good. The defense did very, very good this week. I'm quite proud. I don't know if I'll get another one, but this is what I'm putting out. Sometimes we get to 11, sometimes we don't. These are the units that are going to be up for next week. Hearthvelger should be interesting on offense. I gotta switch up my teams a bit. There's that. Always interesting to see who else is up here. I don't know what I'm going to do with Hearthvelger just yet, if I'm going to change her kit or not, or I'm just going to use her base. I think that's probably going to be the goal, to see what I can do with her base kit before I start making any crazy adjustments. I haven't really tested her out yet, but from the one test that I did against Felix, it wasn't the greatest. But, I mean, it's to be expected. I was really trying to get her to +1 because the majority of my light mythics are at least +1, but mythic banners are a pain, and I don't want to pull anymore on this one. I'm gonna have to get another copy of Nagi. Maybe I'll pick up another Na as well, since I used up that fodder. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Light season next. See you in the next one.